time no see. Long time no see. Hello, great to see your faces. Happy Tuesday. I said just a little bit ago, it's Tuesday and it feels like it should already be Friday. Like I feel like it's already been a full week. It's just getting crazier and crazier by the minute, and it's going to continue to get crazy. Oh, Lydia, Robin, thank you for my card. You made me cry. Oh, you guys are so.
Is Tammy on here yet?
Is Tammy? Yeah.
Oh, never mind then. I'll tell you later.
Well, that is so rude.
I love it.
Well, I have your card here, but the what I got for you for Making Superstar Director isn't ready yet. It's delayed. So,
Well, it seems to be a theme, Tammy.
Yeah.
It must be you.
See, look, there's your card, Tam.
Oh, I know I sent something to Tammy and it's lost.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Is it going through FedEx?
No, the post office. And I called her today and I said, I just have to clear the air and make sure that you know I'm not recognizing you.
Yeah.
I sent you something on the 2nd and it still says in transit. Jill will vouch for me when she pops on. I sent her something on August 11th and she still hasn't received it. So I had to send a second package and she did get that one. But
I'm thinking maybe she didn't really send it to us. What do you think?
Yeah, maybe.
Hey, no, Jill
sent
saw
something to Tammy too. See if she gets it this week.
We'll see. So anyhow, it is 9:15. Welcome everybody. We are so excited about tonight's call. If I could pick one of my favorite people to co-host with this evening, it is Julie Sue. And so we have her tonight and I'm really, really excited, especially because if you've been following me on Instagram or Facebook and you follow Jill on Instagram and Facebook, and now of course I've drugged Lisa Becker into it as well. We are on Target, Walmart runs like crazy for Christmas stuff. Jill is a huge Christmas decorator and we are huge Christmas decorators as well. In fact, not only is our house completely done up for Halloween right now, and you may have seen those photos, we've got skeletons coming down our house and we're super big Halloween decorators, but I do already have 3 Christmas trees put up in our house. And so we are getting ready to transition. We go straight from Halloween over to Christmas. And I know Jill can relate because I saw in her social media that she's getting ready as well. So we have, so anyway, if you follow us, you've been seeing that we have been trying to acquire as much as we possibly can from Target and Walmart. And that's been really fun. And so we are going to, Dana, did you have a question? Okay.
There you go. Oh, you were there.
You have to unmute.
Okay, duh. What in the world is a unicorn flip-flop? What were you talking about? It's been driving me crazy all day. The little thing you posted, and you said it's not only Scentsy.
Oh, because
right,
it was
Jill,
someone was looking for one on Target, and you posted the chat from another Instagram account, and it's because with Instagram and all of the Target fanatics, the dollar bin has become more than just the dollar bin. All the dollar bin used to be was extra space. Like if you notice, like some of the dollar bin stuff is actually on the shelves, but they would get so much of it, they would just throw it in the dollar bins. And it's become such a big thing that they're selling out of everything in every store. It's not that I found out from 2 Targets today. It's not that they have it.
Wasn't a unicorn flip-flop?
Yeah. So there's some unicorn thing that's in the dollar bin that I guess people have found, and they've restocked it in these stores and it's already sold out again. Like, So
going crazy. I was like, is this a new fad? What's
yeah,
going
like
on?
who knows what it is this year.
Pull it up. It was gone. I thought I was going crazy, but it wasn't me.
Well, I'm glad she could clarify that for you. Yeah.
Yeah.
But and Jill, we were talking about that. I was on with my leaders right before this, and we were talking about that, and that's why I had posted that on my team page. Jill, I think you saw it because you referred to it.
Mhm.
I was scrolling because I follow all the Target Fanatic accounts on Instagram.
Right.
And I was reading last night, and there was a comment section, and it was somebody saying, I can't believe everything sold out in the blink of an eye. And somebody else saying, yeah, and it's going to show up on another resale site for 5 times as much.
Yep.
And then that person said, yes, but I'm not giving those people my money. If that is not the exact same thing that we experienced yesterday with Sully and with Mike Wazowski and with all of the LTOs that Scentsy launches, the fact of the matter is we have products in demand. Bottom line, there's no complaining. There's no negativity other than it's disappointing if you don't get the product that you were wanting to get for your customers. I don't disagree with you. It is disappointing. However, 99% of the time, Scentsy will make it right, just like they ended up doing yesterday and announcing there will be a second chance to get Sully on pre-order, but it isn't exclusive to Scentsy. This is happening across the country. It doesn't matter if you're Target or you're Scentsy or my patio pavers that my landscapers ordered in June that are finally arriving tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
It just doesn't matter. It's not exclusive to Scentsy. And no matter what time Scentsy chooses to launch something, somebody's going to have an issue with the time it's launching. Somebody. If it's at 3:00 in the morning, there's us crazies that are like, okay, we're just going to stay up until 3:00 in the morning. We'll drink until then, and then we'll order our Scentsy, and then we'll go to bed, right, Robin? Or, there's going to be consultants that say, I'm not getting up at 3:00 in the morning to order a Monsters Inc. buddy or whatever. Well, Sully sold out in 25 minutes, and that's just a fact. And so thank goodness for the queue system. Those that have been around since before the queue, that life was miserable before the queue. So at least with the queue, you know how long you have before you can see if you actually have a chance to get what you're trying to order. Bottom line, Scentsy will make it right. If not, us consultants on each other.
Stuff,
it is
right.
It's
like
stuff.
It's stuff, and a new LTO will come around, and you'll get that one if you didn't get the last one. Like it's just stuff. Nothing matters as much as our family and our loved ones. Like people get crazy over a stuffed monster. I don't even think I was like crazy, and I don't even think I saw the damn movie yet. I was watching snippets, and I was like, this is insane over a stuffed monster, and I've never even watched it before.
Yeah.
But these Cabbage Patch Kids of the 1980s, same deal.
Same. You're right. Remember when there was a run on those?
People were beating each other up.
It's
over
crazy.
Cabbage Patch Kids. Like we're lucky we have online internet. Like I remember my mom got like her hair pulled over a Cabbage Patch Kid.
Tickle Me Elmo.
Yeah,
oh my gosh, yes. There are still plenty of LTOs that are going to drop before the end of the year. So we don't know what they are. We don't know when they're dropping. We don't know how long they're going to be available. The bottom line is you have to have a process for your LTOs. We talked about this last week on Thursday Night Shift. It is something that those of us that are getting these items for our customers, it's because we put a plan in place. We know when they're launching. We are prepared when they launch. It does not take you long to get these items once you get into the, for those of you that say, well, I work during those times. Okay, if you're a school teacher and you have kids in your class, I understand. You can't just say, hold on a second, I got to order Sully. But there's we just have to plan as best as we can and know that Scentsy will make it right most of the time. Anyhow, other than that, we appreciate you being here tonight. I'm very, very excited. We are talking about branding and social media tonight. We have Jill, the awesomest social media guru, with us. She is loved by so many. She is loved by so many in our group. I know many of you reached out and said you were so excited that she was going to be on tonight. So Jill, you've got some fans on this evening, and we are excited to hear. We're talking about branding and social media. I know that this focus this month, based on our little call calendar that's pinned on Together We Sent, it is a sponsoring month, but branding and social media goes very hand in hand with sponsoring, especially now. And I know Jill will touch on this, especially now when we aren't seeing as many people face to face. We're not having face to face parties near as much or at all. We're not having events that many to go meet new people. And so the biggest question is, how do we go meet new people if we're not really meeting new people? And so here's part of our answer. So Jill, I'm going to let you kick this off because my girls and guys want to hear from you more than they want to hear from me. And if you have any team members on and they want to hear from me instead, sorry guys, you got to listen to Jill.
We'll leave some time. We'll leave some time, but
wait, I want to pin you. Hold on.
Just the 3 dots up there, I think.
Yeah, and then pin. Is that what I do?
Yep.
Yay! Okay.
I don't think I can still see everybody because I have it on gallery view, but for the video, it'll just be on me, which is better when we're watching it elsewhere.
Excellent.
So first, I've been doing a lot of training on social media, which I love because I was the lone soldier way back in 2010, where social media wasn't the most embraced way to build your business. It was, if you don't do it face to face, there's no way you're going to last. And I'll agree with that. I will agree with my road looked like this compared to the ladies that were doing home parties 5 nights a week and seeing 30 to 40 people at every party, right? I mean, and that's the key that I want to touch on tonight, because COVID has pushed us out of our comfort zone. COVID has made us realize, thank goodness we have social media, because what would we have done? Like, you guys, we would all been in our house going insane, plugging in our rotary phones and trying to call people. Like, that's how blessed we are that we have social media. So the first thing about this, and we're going to talk about branding, a lot of people think that branding is just fonts and colors and pretty packaging, and that is a big piece of it. But I want to go through how you guys get people to sponsor under you by doing a bunch of things first. And the pretty ribbon and the tissue paper that we talked about last week, and the boxes and the bags and all of that stuff, I want you to stop right here and stop telling yourself that I would be successful if I had that tissue paper. I would be successful if I had those stickers, if I had the money to do this and that and this. There are a ton of things you can, like, the first 2 pages of my notes have nothing to do with marketing. So personal branding and marketing are 2 completely different things, you guys. And some people might go, oh, I want to know how to create the graphics and create all the fun stuff. But then what happens is, if you don't have all this stuff I'm going to cover with you guys tonight down first, and you spend all of your time in Canva and PicMonkey and making this and making that, you're still like, whoa, I didn't sponsor anyone. Still, I thought my stickers would make the difference, and I thought my cards would make the difference, and the packaging and this. And we've pushed a lot of you guys to, if any of you were in the United We Rise group last night, I did a full hour on Instagram, but not just on Instagram, on engagement. And I'm uploading that video to YouTube now. It's still in that. Watch that tonight, or when you get time, if you haven't, because it's really about not just worrying about what you post, more worrying about finding people that have the same things in common with you outside of Scentsy and engaging with them. Too often, what are we going to post today? What do I post today? What do I post today? Well, who did you talk to today? The same thing that I would tell all of you guys, if social media didn't exist at all and you said, I haven't sponsored anyone this month. Well, who have you talked to this month? So let that light bulb go off where you're like, whoa, okay, so whatever we do on social media is the same as if we were in person. Yes, exactly. When I say we don't go up to people with a Scentsy shirt and a Scentsy cup and a Scentsy badge and a Scentsy this and everything, like, want to buy Scentsy? Want to buy Scentsy? We wouldn't do that in person because we would be weird and people would be like, what the heck's wrong with her, right? It's the same. You can't do it on social media. So here's what's funny today. 600 people were on that call live, and I don't even know how many people watch the replay. And I'm big on engagement. I will answer every DM. I will answer every single comment. I will say thank you for following me. Like, I see you. Hello. But the next thing that I'm going to do, especially if you're a Scentsy consultant, is I'm going to go to your account. And this is not a personal thing. And I want you guys to be really particular when you're who you're following. It's not Instagram, social media. It's not a follow for follow thing. It's not I follow you, you follow me. No, because honestly, I don't want 600 consultants in my feed posting about things that I know I sell, right? That doesn't serve me anything. So I went to every single person's account. 99.9% of these accounts were all Scentsy. I couldn't tell one from the other. It all just looked like a continuous Scentsy flyer. Like, there wasn't really anything except if people got a little bit more personal in their messaging. Their feeds just looked like a continuous Scentsy catalog. So that's the first, like, if you open your account and you can't determine how it looks different from anybody else, that's the first thing in personal branding. That's the first thing where you're like, okay, 150,000 other consultants have this same Scully marketing flyer. Probably should go. Oh my God, 150,000 Scentsy consultants have this same villains picture. Probably should go. Now I get it. We don't have those products yet, right? So it's hard to kind of market them. But that's where I would be going live in Instagram stories saying, you know, you can take a picture of yourself and you can insert another picture into your Instagram story so you can show your face and you can show our product. Like, how cute is Scully? He's Sully, whatever the heck his name is. He's coming on Monday, but your face is there. So it stands out from everybody else. So there was maybe one or two Scentsy consultants that I followed back, mainly because I've had a conversation with them outside of Scentsy, and they had value that was useful to me. And that sounds, it sounds bad, but really it's not. You don't want to fill your real estate full of marketing flyers and things that aren't useful. You want the people to stand out. You want to look at every account and say, oh, I like her decor. Oh, I like her inspiration, her quotes. I love her Target trips. I love that she's going here and she's doing that and she's doing that. But it's the same thing as in person. So the first thing I want to tell you guys is personal branding is about managing your name. What? It's not about managing Scentsy. And this is the case even if you didn't have a business. So your brand is about control over your own narrative and telling your story, not Scentsy's story. Yeah, there is a Scentsy story, but your Instagram account isn't the Scentsy story. That's Scentsy's job to tell that Scentsy story. Yeah, you can say it was two housewives, blah, 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 blah. They were watching Oprah. They ended up selling it. You know, you can tell the Scentsy story, but your social media account should not be the Scentsy story. It should be your story. And that gets scary for some people. But you've got to think to yourself, if I'm not seeing people and this is my outlet, I've got to figure out a way to stand out. I've got to figure out a way, if Jilly Sue comes to my account, how am I not going to look like the 600 people that just messaged her last night? And I don't even know. There's probably 300 people that messaged me, and I spent all day answering every single person, answering questions. Instagram doesn't know that they're Scentsy people, right? So as much as some people would say, like, why would you do that? I value everyone watching my training. I value people coming to my account. I value them interacting with me. That helps my account, and I'm giving you guys value in return. So I'm thankful for people that are on my account, no matter what the value they're getting in. But my account looks different than anybody else's. I've spent time, someone said it this morning, like, I've spent blood, sweat, and tears on those 15,000 followers. They're not purchased people on Instagram. They were every single person that I've either followed me or they've got something from my account, and you won't see one marketing flyer on that account. A lot of times consultants, and I see this in every company, but I'm going to talk to you guys. You're my Scentsy sisters. You guys box yourself in with these cutesy pootsy names. And if you have one, I'm sorry, but I'm just going to give it to you straight. Okay. Like, if you're Wickless Sally Sue, you just boxed your account into be Wickless something, right? Like, your name is your personal brand. And along with your name, you've got variations of yourself of things that you can share with people. That's your personal brand. That comes first. What is your message? Why did you start? What is some adversity you've gone through? What are things? And let me tell you, the road with getting comfortable to this, I mean, me and Melissa have had long conversations where, when you meet Melissa and have a conversation, you instantly feel at home, and she's got that charismatic personality where it's not so comfortable on social media. Like, how much do you let out? How much do you let in? How can I show my personality on here? And every day I tell her, like, I see her dipping her toe just a little bit more, showing her road trips, going to the store. Super uncomfortable, you guys. But that's where your business can change, when you dip your toe into those uncomfortable areas, that where if you do an event or a home party, it's a home run for you. But we can't do that right now. So this is a blessing to dip your toe into something new and have the opportunity to meet hundreds of thousands of people that have the same things in common with you. So the cutesy pootsy names: Wickless this, Scented that, Scents with Sally, no flame Linny. Like, guys, if and you'll say, well, what if someone has my name? Do a different variation of your name. Do a dash in there. Do a nickname. Do something. Now I get it. Like, don't freak out. Like, don't go to your account like, oh, I can't do this anymore. I can't get my name. I don't have it. Just be thinking of it. You don't have to change your username on Instagram or your Facebook stuff right away, but it's your name that's going to stand out. Because if I go to these accounts that followed me last night, it's Scented Sally Sue and Flameless blah 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 and Wickless blah blah blah. Everyone looks the same to me. But if you tell me you're Christina McGregor, I'm going to remember Christina McGregor rather than Wickless Christina from Ohio. Like, I'm not going to remember that because I just opened, and this is what's happening. You guys, Scentsy's become a popular name. So your people, your customers are probably seeing 8 to 10 other Scentsy advertisements in their feed. And if they see Wickless Sally Sue and Flameless Linny Binny and all these funny names, everyone looks the same. They're not going to remember all these people. So you have got to stand out with your personal brand. Your branding is not Scentsy at all. Okay. Your branding is about who you are and what message you're trying to put out there. Now, Jilly Sue, I'm just selling Scentsy. Like, what is my message? Well, this goes back to you laying in bed at night, putting notes in your app, and just, like I said, your branding is not going to start at point A and stay there for the duration of, if I were to show you some of my branding in the beginning, like, I know how some people have the faceless face right now. Well, before it was the cartoons that were people doing. And I'm safe to say I probably had the first one because I wanted a timeline cover that looked different. But the minute everybody started doing it, my mentor, social media mentor, she said to me, no one can replace your face. Why are you using a cartoon? Because there isn't another Jilly Sue. So your face should be on everything. The only close second to that I'd say would be the Snapchat emojis, which you can kind of make look like you. Like, that's the close second because there's not going to be another one that looks like that. But your face needs to go on everything, you guys, really. Like, you are your brand, and people are going to choose you before they pick the product. And what's cool about that is I used to tell my clients and stuff is, God forbid your company goes under. God forbid, like, this is Facebook and Instagram, both. It's social media in general. Like, your face is your brand. So God forbid Scentsy closed tomorrow and you've got Wickless Cutesy Pootsy as your name, but you don't sell candles anymore. Or, the whole point of this is like, let's say you have to sell pet supplies. Your face, your customers are going to come with you because you've created a brand around you. It's sad that Scentsy closed. Now you're selling pet supplies. You had a great brand, and I'm going to explain what brand is. So I'm going to buy whatever you have. So you want to protect your name. You want people to buy from you based on the experience that you've given them. So how do you start? By getting clear on what your personal brand exactly is. Mine, and it took a while, like, you'll see cozy on everything, is because I had some adversity over my Scentsy career, which is why I joined. And I never felt like I was at a place where I could just breathe. And by that, I meant like I was dealing with my boyfriend had addiction issues. I felt like I was always running, like nothing was stable. I felt like I couldn't get calm or just create that place where you're just content, where you just can lay in your bed and you're like, things are okay. Not perfect, but just like, I can breathe. And to me, whether that was my mind, my business, or, well, I call it home, business, and being, is creating my cozy, creating a place where, whether my warmers are on and my dogs are around me, there's no one like that I'm chasing after or having to take care of. You guys know the feeling where you just sit and you're like, I'm good, like, I'm good, I'm safe, things are okay. So that's what my brand became, is helping women mostly create their cozy, create a place where they don't always have to be feeling like they have to fix everything for everybody else or not taking care of themselves, and helping ladies build confidence in things that they might not be comfortable doing sometimes. Every woman out there, every person can be a business owner. It just, what separates some from the rest of us is if we have that 10 seconds of courage to try something new, put ourselves out there, and just put a message out there. We can talk about names after, and because I know you guys might need to brainstorm on that. So that's a whole nother that we can talk about. Your personal brand is your effort to create influence. Now, if you're on Instagram, you know what an influencer is, but you guys, we all are. When Melissa goes to Target, we're watching, when we see the bins and they're empty, we can't go buy what she influenced us to buy, but we're all influencing, right? So if you're drinking a soda, if you're making a recipe, if you're on keto, if you're buying a hairnet, we're influencing everything that we do. We're just doing it with warmers and wax and buddies and all the things. So you create influence and public perception by being an authority on topics and differentiating yourself from everyone else and creating a larger impact. So if you go to my account, you guys, you'll see Scentsy strategically placed in pictures, in almost every picture, but every description in there is not about Scentsy. It's not about, hey, join my team or buy my stuff. It's an inspirational post. It's a decor post. It's that I found some cheap things at stores where you can make your home look super expensive and spend $15. Like, so all of my highlights on Instagram are basically what I call my areas of impact. My Target runs, my Walmart trip, decorating for Christmas 3 months ahead of time. I even decided to put my hormone issues, thyroid issues, and the fact that I had breast explant surgery. I put all of that on Instagram. And you guys, in May, 3 of the people that found me because I put my process on there, it's still on there, joined my team. And I met them specifically because they were wanting more information about the surgery. So it's scary. Like, creating a brand and a message is scary because we live in this little bubble where we're just comfortable scrolling, right? We're just like, we're good. We're just going to post what's for sale. But you guys, seriously look at your account. And one thing you have to recognize is if nobody's commenting and nobody's posting on your account, it means they don't want to see what you're posting. And that's a cold, hard truth, right? So you've got to get creative. And that might be a warmer sitting by a plant and saying, hey, Amazon has great plants. I got this one for $10. Doesn't Twinkle look so pretty next to it? Like, what do you think about this warmer? A lot of times what I see on social media accounts is we're not creating a brand or a message. We're putting, I love this warmer. This looks so pretty in my house. This smells good. Okay, what is that providing me? Great. I can't smell it. So does it smell like a fresh bucket of apples on a cool fall day? Like, I can imagine that. And that would make me say, I'm going to go buy that plant. I'm going to go buy that warmer, and I'm going to get that fragrance of apple because I want my house to look just like hers. But if you're just, trying to sell things and being spammy on social media, that's not creating your brand. The process of personal branding is about finding your uniqueness and building a reputation on things you want to be known for. And then the hard part, allowing yourself to be known for them. Okay. So yeah, I used the hashtag breast implant illness, and I had to put out there something that some people are like, she got implants. Like, I was 25. I moved to Florida. I had no idea what I was doing. And I thought that's what I needed to have. And then I had nothing but complications, and I knew it could help somebody. So you have to kind of decide, like, if I'm going to put this out there, I'm going to put it out there. And listen, even if you're not posting stuff on Instagram, people are still judging you. So I'd rather be posting stuff, making connections, making money, building my business than worrying about what Joe Schmo, who's not paying my bills, is saying about me, because they're going to talk about you anyway. And I'll be honest with you guys, I have 10 or 15 people in my family that we're not fighting by any means, but they're blocked from my business account. I have a personal account where I talk to them and show my vacations, but they don't buy from me. They're not really super supportive. So I don't need to withhold myself back, worried about if they're seeing my stuff. I just kind of take that out of the equation. It's your account. Do what you feel comfortable with, do what you need to do so that you can step out of your comfort zone and be the real you, and not be worried about what Aunt Sally Sue is saying down the block when she doesn't buy Scentsy from you anyway. So something to remember. The goal is to create something that conveys a message, ultimately, that can be monetized, but there are rules for this. Okay. So if you're creating a personal brand, Again, this isn't about tape or baggies or labels. Yes, that all comes into play, but you have to be consistent. And I'm going to go through each one of these. You must focus, you must be real, and not trying to be someone else. So although copying is a great compliment, you defeat the purpose of personal branding if you're copying someone else, from stories to fonts to a look to, I mean, colors. Yeah. But you know what I'm saying? Like if you see someone's bio and you love it, don't copy the same bio. Don't put the same description. Don't use the same cartoon face or whatever. Like, yeah, you love it. And it'd be great if you had that same thing, but that needs to inspire you. It doesn't need to be you. You need to create your own look and your own feel. You must be ready for failure. You will post and you will think it's the greatest post in the whole wide world. And nobody even likes it, right? But your failures are where you're learning. So you need to embrace them. You need to be a storyteller. So a lot of times when people are starting on Instagram stories, and I refer to Instagram a lot because you guys, I think it's the best place to meet new people. I feel like Facebook, all aspects of Facebook are your house. You know, none of us are ever going to build enough traction to get our business pages really moving on Facebook to meet new people, even though it's searchable by Google. But I mean, I have NFL reporters responding back to me on Instagram. Like it just allows you the door where it's kind of okay to talk to anyone on Instagram. And so that's where I really feel like if you want to meet new people, if you focus, you really can. And a lot of times when people are starting out on stories, they'll just do a snippet of a sign and then a snippet of their water and then a snippet of their computer. Like the pictures are great. And you see what I'm saying, right? But stories needs to tell a story, whether it's you saying good morning and making your coffee, whether you're shooing your little kids out to school. Like if that's a struggle, if you're in the woods taking fall pictures, like every now and then, as you're getting more comfortable, think about Instagram stories is like a storybook. So that's why I do Target trips. That's why I do trips to Walmart. A friend the other day said, do people think it's weird that you're talking to the ornaments in the Christmas section? I said, no, I go when nobody's there at like 8 a.m. So nobody sees me. So if I look like a cuckoo, I just look like a cuckoo to me. No big deal. You must train to be a leader and you must enjoy the journey. When I realized that I was trying to be everywhere and not enjoying it, when I gave myself permission to just be on Facebook, because we all need Facebook for our groups and our teams, and just focus on Instagram, I started loving it. I started realizing that I could find people on hashtags and I could create little stories and I could do fun stuff. And it didn't take a lot of expertise to know how to do it. You guys, I mean, really, you don't need to pay for a bazillion-dollar training like I was fortunate to get. Really, Instagram is just about pressing buttons and playing with stuff, adding stickers, adding features, adding music, you know, doing little things like this. Like your first stories and pictures, you'll hate. Honestly, like you go back and you're like, why? I mean, the lighting sucked. Why did I even post that? I mean, we all get the memories on Facebook, right? When Facebook first started, 2007, and our posts are like eating soup. Like, who cares if you were eating soup? That's not a Facebook post, but it's true because we're all like, what is this? What are we doing here? So that's okay. It's okay. And remember, one day I stayed up on Instagram as my brand has changed and I archived, never delete. Here's a tip. Don't delete your pictures because if you've gotten any type of traction on Instagram, you want to save that traction. The numbers will help your algorithm. Just hit archive and all of your pictures will be saved on archive. So if I change colors or lighting and I wanted my account to look a certain way, I just went through and archived a bunch of pictures because again, my early stages of Instagram, I was like, what was I doing? Like these pictures don't even make sense. So personal branding is the effort to communicate and present your value to the world. And you must realize that this doesn't happen overnight. So your brand means nothing without consistency and cohesiveness. If you can't deliver consistent value to your audience, whether you have 5 followers or 5,000, then this is all a waste of time. Robin says, does that mean you don't have a business IG connected to your business Facebook? Yes, I do have them connected. But I don't necessarily always post my Instagram stories to my Facebook stories. I want things to be different. So I post my Instagram stories and then I go back and choose which ones I want on my Facebook business page. And I have a personal Instagram account. You do not have to do this, but as my account grew, I found that I couldn't really connect with my mom and my aunts and my cousins. So I kept a private, it has like 300 people on it. It's just my family and friends. That's not for strategy or stories or any of that. And then when I want, I can take my Instagram stories from my business account and I can post them on my personal account. So that's just my way of doing it. You don't have to have 2 accounts. You don't even have to have a business account. But as you get used to Instagram and Facebook, it's important to take note of what you're posting. And the best way to do that is by looking at your insights. Like you can't just go through this posting to post. In the beginning, you get a pass, right? You're just trying to get used to everything. But as you grow, you really need to pay attention. Like, did they like that story? Do they like me talking about going to Walmart? Do they like me seeing my craft sessions? Did they like, there's only a handful of Scentsy people that I actually follow because I either like their content, they're doing it the right way, or they're my personal friends. Rachel Pence does a great job at the farm with the chickens, and she's doing her Target runs now. And she's picked my brain a lot where I'm like, I live in pretty much a city. I don't have a farm. I want to see your chicken. Show me the eggs. Like that's value to me. It's entertaining to me to wake up and see Rachel with her perfect little 5.2 kids in her farm with those little eggs in her she shed. Like that's value because she's letting me see behind the scenes what her life is like, because her life is completely opposite of mine. So when I say people provide value, it's just that Rachel showing up every single day, no matter what's going on. I can expect to see Willow. I knew it was her husband's birthday today. I know she went to Target yesterday. Like I'm invested in her life and I expect to see her every day. But if you can't be consistent, it's never going to work. You know, this can't be about, oh, I got to post to Instagram today. Let me show my eggs. Woohoo. Like what do eggs have to do with your brand? Are you doing wellness tips? Are you letting them know you're doing keto? Callie, if you guys follow her, she's one of my best friends. She does keto tips all the time. We just made her soup again. I know Melissa made it last week. Like, so I follow her because I know she's going to do recipes. I give them to Rob. I don't cook. He cooks them. We enjoy them. I tag Callie. So she's providing me value that's totally outside of Scentsy. And you guys can see who I follow. Either they're close friends of mine or they're doing stuff on Instagram that I truly love and I want to see their life and I want to see what they're doing. Why must you be focused? Because new people will not buy from you and they certainly will not join your team until they trust you. And I talked about this last night, you guys. If they can't see you, there's no way in heck they're going to, what would a marketing flyer look like this that says, join my team, it's $15 special, and they can't see you and they've never seen you and they don't know who you are and your account says Wickless Sally Sue and you are all about flameless. Like no one's going to join your team from Instagram like that. But if you're showing me your eggies and you're showing me your little farm and I feel like I know your children and I knew it was your husband's birthday and you know, I could be like, I don't even know Rachel, but I'm going to join her team because she's the cutest thing in the whole wide world because she shows me who she is. And guys, it's true. If you're on, this is why when we're watching our local newscasters, we feel like we know them. It's why when we watch YouTube, we feel like we know those people, like we've been inside their house before. We've never even met them. They don't know who the heck we are. But if you don't show your face, and I know it's scary, like people have said to me, but I have to see my face. Yeah, you're kind of stuck with it. So my team has said, I don't like my voice. I don't like my face. I don't like my accent. Well, this isn't about you, right? This is about you providing value to everyone out there that could use some inspiration, that needs to be entertained, there's been mornings I've had bad days from surgery. And Rachel's at the top of my head because literally I was just on her account before here, but she's made me smile chasing little chickens through the farm or when she got her she shed. And you guys can't always think about when you're posting that, oh, will they join my team? Will they buy from me? I want you to think about, I'm talking to one person and I could make someone smile today. And that will make posting so much easier when you think about who am I inspiring today? Whose life am I changing? Who's smiling at me today? Like maybe someone just needs to smile and you tripping over the box of Scentsy or chasing the cat around the house or even picking, I have 5 dogs. Poop is a common thing around this house. I'm not posting it every day, but people know that I'm most commonly picking up poop on a regular basis. So that can be funny for some people. People might need to laugh because they don't have dogs and they have a totally opposite life than me, or they have a ton of dogs and love dogs. And now we have a connector, right? They check out my stories to see all my dachshunds and, you know, they're laying there with their tongue hanging out or whatever. And they find it funny. And then they think they know me, my family, my dogs. And that could make them want to. That means they like my brand, like what I'm about. And that could make them want to join my team. But if you don't show your face on anything, they're never going to learn to trust you. You're going to fail. And you can see as I'm going through these, you're going to fail, but you need to learn to take failure as feedback. You have to fail in order to reach success in your journey. So like I said, your pictures, your stories, everything, your Facebook posts, everything will be a holy hot mess as you go through this, trying to figure out what your message is and who you're trying to talk to. You've got to get out of your head. I'm just on here to sell Scentsy, because that's never going to work. That's never going to make people want to join you. because then it just feels salesy and spammy to them. The hardest part I found about maintaining a personal brand comes to staying true to yourself. You must be real with your audience. It's so easy to scroll and, oh, she's so awesome on there. And she's got the perfect office and she has the perfect house and she has the perfect dogs. And I'm not like her and I'm just not going to do it anymore. And then you disappear. And then you're like, okay, I'm going to start again. Okay, here I am. We have new products again. Here I am again. Like, where you been, girl? Like, I wanted to see the dogs and all of this stuff, but we go through the comparison mode, and I could never be like that on camera. The people that are succeeding are just talking to one person. They're looking at the screen, and you'll start building up. People will start messaging you and asking you questions. Today I had people looking at me like I'm crazy with a little lanyard for my mask, but that thing was the greatest thing in the whole wide world. When I'm dropping my mask off and I look like a little old lady with my necklace thing on, people were loving it. So you just got to find things to talk about, things that you think people wouldn't love. That's creating your brand. Your story is your personal brand. Yes, colors, fonts, postcards, all of that stuff, that all goes along with it. But you need to think about which story you're going to tell to others to illustrate who you are and what will resonate with others. The biggest tip I can give you about your brand, you guys, is when you're posting, someone out there should be able to say, me too. I had that problem too. Or that was me. I felt like that too. Oh my God, she's so funny. I get her. Like, I get that she's a hot mess, or I get that the dogs are pooping everywhere, or I get that they're chasing two little kids around. Like, that's me. So a marketing flyer is just not going to do that, you know? Or if you set up your warmers a certain way, you want people to say, oh, she made that look so simple. I can do that. Like, oh, I like that fragrance. I like everything pumpkin. I'm like her. That's what you want people to say. You've got to learn to be a leader. One of my favorite quotes is, stand before the people you fear and speak your mind, even if your voice shakes. I don't know how many lives I do. I don't know how many training I do. There's sweat running down my back right now, straight up. The nervousness doesn't go away. Like, I've trained myself to look into the camera. You're all down here. I'm looking at the camera. I'm thinking the whole time, God, they're judging me. Is there stuff behind me? Can they see poop on the floor? Like, it never stops. It takes practice. Every time you turn on the camera a little bit more and people start messaging you, you start to feel a little bit more comfortable. Like, you've got a crew of people that actually want to see what you're doing every day, and it's okay. And you're talking with people, not at people, right? You know, telling people you need to do this, or you should do this, or you should do that. It's more like, hey, come hang out with me. I'm decorating the tree today, or I'm going to Target today. Like, bring everyone along with you for the ride, and don't think to yourself, why would they want to go with me? What do I have to offer? I don't care if you're putting stickers in the sticker book. You have something to offer somebody out there. There's billions of people in the world. I promise you, using the right hashtags, someone will follow you. Building your personal brand is a journey. You have to start at point A to get to point B, and so on. It will constantly and change evolve with you. In spring, you could love pink and purple. In winter, you could love blue and gray. Like, it just depends on the season. It's going to evolve. Don't get caught up in colors and all of that stuff. That stuff will change. You need to do all of this stuff first and get comfortable in your skin before you even start to have a personal brand, so that people will want to join you. This all goes back to sponsoring, right? And people gravitate to people that they can relate to, not colors and fonts and all of that, because I've seen some amazing branding and the person behind the branding wasn't so nice. So don't get caught up in branding. You know, branding's great. You had money, you had someone draw you up a sticker, you know, we spent hours on Canva. That's fine and dandy. But if you're not a happy person, or you're not a trainer, or you're dealing with internal issues, your brand's going to be off kilter a little bit. So you need to work on this stuff first. You have to be energy. You will attract the energy you put out. So if you're just throwing up a graphic with your name or hiding behind a marketing flyer, well, you're going to attract those same people, pretty much silent people, because that's not going to attract anyone. So your personal brand, it's going to input trust. You're going to build connections. It builds credibility. It gains confidence and shows you are authentic. The future of your brand depends on how much people trust it. So are you joining multiple companies? Why would people trust your brand, right? Like, because if you're going to be your brand and you're all about what you sell, but you're over here joining the makeup company and the purse company and the fitness company, and you have all these things, I don't know what I should trust. Because if you're telling me Scentsy is the greatest thing in the world, but you have 4 other companies in the wings, should I believe that? Right? So it's all about trust. I tell you this because I joined another company and I ripped my customer base and my team apart, really, because My team was like, well, if you're joining other companies, I can too. And my customers were like, I don't even know what you sell anymore. So don't be the direct sales lady. Be the you lady that sells one thing and you have brand loyalty to that. And people aren't going to join your team if they see you with, it still cracks me up when I see people with like 4 direct sales things on their employment and they're in all of them. Like, no one's going to join your team because they don't know if you're going to give 150% to training me. If you have 3 other training calls and 3 other product launches and 3 other newsletters you do, like, you have to build trust. Are you active and then inactive? Are you showing up and then disappearing? Your actions will determine if people can depend on you. That's your personal brand. How do you build brand trust? Talk to your customers like they're humans, like they're your best friends. Try to give your best, try your best to give them the best experience possible. You know, I know Melissa's done that. I hear her with customers. Like, I've heard her with customers and I'm like, oh my God, is she talking to her sister? Like, it sounds like they have that relationship. Melissa has a brand where they know when they call her, they're basically calling their sister. Like, she's going to take care of them. She will put things in the bag. She's going to make sure you have everything you need. Like, that's just how she is. And that's her brand. And she spent these years building that brand. It hasn't been about stickers or colors or labels. It's been about the relationship. It's been about her showing up for her customers over and over and over and over again. And that's where this personal, people struggle with personal, like they want to know about branding. There's a million tutorials on Canva. That's the least of this. You have to build up yourself to build your brand first. Show them proof. Good business owners have good results. Are you pushing for your best month ever? Are you doing your best to earn trips or try to earn the trips? Or are you just saying, that's not me? People aren't going to want to join that team, you guys. Like, if they're seeing 10 other Scentsy consultants in the feed say, oh my God, our new incentive is Disney, and they never even hear you talk about it. Like, which team would people join? Like, I'd want to join the team where they're like gung ho going for it. Right. I mean, so you have to think about these things. It makes a difference. Are you going to invest events? Are you on trainings and snapping pictures like right now and showing it in your Instagram stories? Like, show people that you're invested, and that if they join you and they choose you as their sponsor, that you're going to take them along with you. You're going to take care of them. You're going to show them the ropes. You're going to be there for them. You're going to be their cheerleader, and they're watching you. If you don't show up and you disappear and you're not giving them sneak peeks of this stuff, then that makes a difference. Are you consistent? Too many times consultants get caught up in fonts, colors, but still aren't even doing the things in their business consistently. So, and of course, ask for feedback, ask your customers, what can I do more of? And take it as ways to do better. So here's where people give up. Like, where are you right now? A lot of people give up because they want a quick outcome. Like, I just wanted to know how to put a timeline cover up. I'm here to tell you timeline cover don't matter. Doesn't matter at all if you're not showing up for your business and being nervous and getting uncomfortable and taking an Instagram story of the Christmas ornaments or whatever your personal brand is. I really feel like my highlights on my Instagram stories, like, they're Jilly Sue. Like, everything in those highlights is me. When someone said last night, when I think of you, I think of Christmas, your dachshunds, and cozy. Great. That's perfect. That's exactly what I want you to think of, because that's what I talk about. They care too much about what people think. So the thought of even getting on these platforms and letting people in is scary. So they shut down and continue to just, I'm going to post my marketing flyer. And here we go back to this training where I'm like, it doesn't work, guys. It just doesn't. You've got to let people in. They don't have discipline, meaning they don't show up every single day, or they don't believe in themselves. So you have to believe you have something to offer. Again, if I can talk about poop, you guys can talk about things that you do, whether it's knitting, fitness, coffee, anything. Write down 5 pillars, write down 5 things, or take 60 seconds and write as many things about you on a piece of paper. And then choose 5 that you rotate on your social media that you talk about, or you give value about, or you give tips. If you've done all of the above, this is where you start thinking about your colors and looks and things that you might want to buy for your business, postcards. But again, I see too many consultants try to spend all this money on fonts and postcards and things. Yes, that's a second piece of this. But to sponsor people, you need to give them a great experience, and you need to provide them value. And that value can be entertainment. It can be tips, tricks, ideas. I don't care how many times I see people clean out a diffuser. I will watch all of my friends show me how to clean out a diffuser. So you guys can do that too. Show people how to change wax. Show people how to box up old warmers. Show how you're making packets for your team members. Show, because then people are going to say, I want to be a part of her world. That's when you create a great brand, and that's where people will join your team. So I know this kind of gives a different outlook on things. Like I said, there's a million tutorials on how to use Canva to create your brand. That could be a whole nother training. But I think this stuff, if you want to sponsor people, you need to get down first. And please just don't be on here tonight saying, not me. Listen, the only way I learned Instagram is by pressing buttons and messing up. And so if I can do it, you guys can too. You just need 10 seconds of extreme courage, be willing to mess up and look silly and not care what people think. And I promise you, you will start meeting people on these social platforms. But start here and then worry about spending money on marketing after. But get this stuff down first, because showing up is what's going to make people want to be on your team and in your business.
Yeah.
So if you have
Jill,
questions,
you rock. I love you so much. I do. I love you so
Aw.
much, because you know what? When you're somebody that we could listen to and listen to and listen to and listen to.
aw, you
We
guys
have
are awesome.
so many nuggets of great information. And what I love is that you're not blowing smoke when you talk about this stuff. Like, you're so real. You make it sound easy. You make it sound like something that we can do. You guys, I have stunk at social media since Marin was born. Stunk. So that's 5-ish years that I have stunk. I remember after she was born, and I just really stopped posting, and I tried to get back into the game multiple times, but it never felt comfortable. And I would always do it for a short time and pull back. And it wasn't until Jill had this very talk with me that she had with you tonight. She had this talk with me less than a month ago and said, you just have to start somewhere. Stop trying to be so perfect. Stop trying to be so perfect. You just have to start. I mean, at one point, you guys, not that long ago, I tried to hire Lisa Becker to do my social media for me. I'm not even kidding. I called her one day and I was like, that's it. I stink at social media. You're so good at it. I'm so envious. Can you just do it for me? And what's funny is that though she knows me really well, and she'd be actually a really good person to control my account, it's still not going to be me. And that's what Jill was saying tonight, is that it's not about being perfect. It's not about having perfect content. And it's not about having everything perfectly staged in a super clean house. It's not about that. It's about I never, before Jill talked to me, I never would have taken an Instagram photo and put it in my feed of me in a Buzz Lightyear helmet with my hair all smushed down, looking like a fool. I never would have put that on my feed. But you know what? That's going to be the corny image that I have gotten more likes on that silly image than I did on anything else that I've posted. I've only really picked up momentum with Instagram in the last 2-ish weeks. And I will tell you, we can cheer each other on. Jill cheers me on. I get messages from her all the time saying, I'm so proud of you. Look at you. And she's one of my peers and she's one of my close friends. And to hear her say she's proud of me, it feels really good.
Because it just takes small steps. It's like I told them last night, you guys, especially if Instagram stories, if it makes you nervous to be on camera, take a 15-second Instagram story with the camera the other way and show your hot mess garbage. I mean, I'm just saying garbage by the street that you took out. I don't know. And then
changing your wax.
Yeah. And then the next day, try 15 seconds with the camera on your face and then try 30 seconds. Give yourself grace. It's just small wins every single day that will make it more comfortable to you. And we're nosy by nature. You see all of your cameras on right now. I'm looking at your houses, seeing your blankets up on your couches. We're just nosy. It doesn't have to be perfect. We want to see your hot mess because your hot mess makes me feel like my hot mess is okay. So it's okay. Nothing needs to be perfect. Perfect doesn't exist. It doesn't exist. No. Because even on those perfect Instagram pictures, on the side of those Instagram pictures of those influencers are boxes piled up to the high. The kids are throwing SpaghettiOs at the wall. Perfect doesn't exist.
No.
So you're just going to show up. Consistency wins every single time.
Yeah. And I couldn't agree more. And I think that you did an awesome job giving everybody kind of just the push to, you don't have to be perfect to be powerful. You don't. And Jill's right. Instagram, you guys, is a world stage. Don't let that scare you. It really is a good thing. You have the opportunity to meet people that you never would have otherwise had a chance to connect with. And like you, I mean, everybody from an NFL announcer to Glennon Doyle to Abby Wambach to people that you follow. I mean, we're commenting on each other's things. I mean, Autumn watches Pink's Instagram account like they're BFFs. She'll flat out tell me at dinner like what Pink and Carrie Hart are up to. And I'm like, as if we're like part of their world. And sometimes you kind of forget they're not just your friends. Same with, we are nosy by nature. We love to know what people are doing. And stories for people that post every day, it's kind of like tuning into a soap opera.
I will binge watch stories over cable any day. I will just sit in there. That and TikTok are my happy places. Like,
me too.
I will laugh and laugh and laugh and watch people. Like I said, I've been in some of my worst days. I think when I was recovering from surgery, watching Rachel chase her chickens, like it's just, and when I say value, it doesn't always have to be educational, you guys. It can be entertainment. It can be inspiration, whatever makes you laugh, whatever brings joy or education to your mind, whatever you need, that's value. So certainly you don't need to go out and follow every Scentsy consultant that follows you. You know, I will follow some of my team, but I'm not constantly on them, like not marketing flyers, post about your life. Tell me why you're different than every other Scentsy consultant. What's going to make you unique? What's going to make me want to follow you and watch you every single day? And you all have something.
And relatable is best. When you are looking a hot mess and you're milking goats, Robin, you're providing value. I don't care what you're wearing. You're providing value, my entertainment. I'm learning. I'm gaining something from having spent time with you via stories and via Instagram. And Jill, just one little, can you do me one favor and differentiate for everybody the difference between posting on your feed or wall for Instagram versus posting on your stories versus what's a highlight? Okay. Can you differentiate, because they are three very different things?
Yeah. So, and I'm going to, I think we're allowed now. I did a basics Instagram from convention that they've either pulled down, but I still have the video. So I'm going to put that on my YouTube for you guys, where I break down the 4 areas, now 5, because we've added reels on there. So the feed, what I call the feed, is Instagram started as a photo sharing platform. So this is why marketing flyers should be out. This is not a place where you post a Canva graphic or a Scentsy graphic. It's not a place for that. This is for real life photos that, and I'll be honest with you guys, I take the time to edit every picture. I make sure the lighting is the same. Don't let that scare you. You can work up to that. Just get your pictures, start rolling. Like, and those are, your feed is where you post for the people that follow you every single day. You know, it's where you post in the description of the photo, maybe what your value is. Maybe it's inspirational. Maybe it's about a quote. Maybe it's about your morning routine. Maybe it's a picture of your coffee next to your coffee pot, but in the background, there's a pretty little Scentsy warmer, you know, but maybe in the description of that picture, it's all about what you do in your morning routine. So see the difference? Like the Scentsy warmer's back there, but you're talking about your morning routine. So there you give the value instead of, isn't this warmer pretty? I see it with my morning coffee. Don't you want to buy it? So the feed is your photo sharing place. That's where you're going to share your beautiful photos, maybe your fall photos with your children, and then a picture of your new vacuum. Like you can look at mine and see what I'm saying. And then stories, when you press your face in the top left-hand corner, I believe it'll open up to like this, your camera, your video. And so you can either snap a photo, or stories is more like a storybook. So people are clicking through your stories, watching a day in your life, basically, whether you're going to Target, whether you find amazing deals on Amazon, whether you are showing how you, you know, I redo my showcase every season. So I show people how I take the stuff down, put new stuff up. So think of stories as a 15-second video into your life. And You can, and the thing about stories is what people like is movement. So remember that when you can do yourself talking, and then you can do a still photo, then you can do something called a boomerang where it shakes a little bit. There's all different features that you can use, but stories is behind the scenes. That's why we love it. You know, and you can do a tip, a trick, an idea, come with me into Walmart. Hey, look at this at Publix. Like, it's just a day in your life. And do not tell me, I just stay home all day. You fold laundry, you do dishes, you walk the dog, you change diapers. Like, show people that, because people seeing that will make them realize, hey, if she stays home all day, I could sell Scentsy too. And then you have IGTV, which is for videos longer than 10 minutes. So longer than 2 minutes, I believe, and up to 10 minutes. So you could do an unboxing on there if you wanted to, if you got new Scentsy products, and you could upload that video there. So it's 10-minute videos there. And then there's IG Live, where just like in Facebook Live, you can press live and talk to your people. And then they just started Reels, which is basically Instagram's form of TikTok. So there's 5 different areas. Also within the Instagram feed, you can add videos in your feed, or you can do something called the carousel, where you add 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 pictures. Like if you were doing a before and after, those are good. Or, you know, some people will do birthday parties or wedding events. But the thing with Instagram, here's the key, is they want you to use all of their features. So I don't use IGTV enough, and I don't use live enough. I want to start adding those in there. But the goal is you want to keep people on your account for as long as possible. Every time someone touches your account, they press the button, they watch your stories, they press a poll, they answer a question, they go to your reels, they're on your picture, they're answering a question, commenting. Most importantly, if you can get them into your direct messages. Why? Because if you can get them talking to you back and forth, that's where you build the relationship. That's where, if you could, like, where are you from? You know, where are you watching from? What's your favorite pastime? Like, get them talking to you, so that eventually, if you build an authentic relationship, it can lead up to, oh, what do you do again? What's this Scentsy thing? Like, that's what you want to lead up to. You want to focus on not just selling Scentsy all the time, but building these relationships and using all of the features of Instagram, because every time someone presses something on your account, it's telling Instagram, people like this account. People like this account, people like this account. So you want to post things that people are going to come back for. That's the key. Use the polls, use the stickers. And if you have no clue what I'm talking about, in stories, there's a little square at the top with a smiley face. And if you press on it, all these different stickers pop up. You could do the weather, you could do the temperature, you can do a phone, you could do a lot of brands have their little icons in there that you can use. Like there's the Amazon Prime boxes. Like you can just type in a word and all of these different stickers pop up. Use Instagram's features. And as you get using it, you'll be more creative, but that just gives you, so every day I post a picture in my feed, and then all throughout the day I'm on stories. For the most part, unless it's Sunday and we have a family day or whatever, but I use all the features. I want to get people to stay in there. I want to answer them questions. I want them to comment on stuff, because every time they do it, Instagram lifts my account up in the algorithm and starts showing it to no other than new people, which is what I want, right? So you want people talking in there, and you want them touching stuff. You want to keep people on your account for as long as possible. That's why it makes a difference. There'll be people out there that tell you, I don't use hashtags. That's a whole other training. You need hashtags. That's how people are going to follow you. So when you post a picture and it's about flying to Asia, I don't know, like the hashtags that you use, and you can use up to 30, could be flying to Asia, family vacations, summers with my family, whatever. You have to find hashtags, and then people searching those hashtags is how they're going to find your account. So you don't want to use hashtags with obscene numbers. Like I said, this is a whole other technical training that we can do, because it does get in depth and you kind of have to know, but you need hashtags. You just don't want to use super common ones like love, first photo, like things that are so common that have like 5 million posts. Because what happens is you post, you use that hashtag, and your picture gets swallowed up in the feed because so many other people are using that same hashtag. So you want to find hashtags that have numbers like the 10,000 to 100,000 range, not like 5 million, because people will never see your posts. But it does get more techie than that, and we can totally do a training on it. My team, I'm sure, would love it too. But you need hashtags, and yes, you need to post or try to in the feed every single day. Why? Again, there'll be people that tell you that they don't, but Instagram will penalize you because, oh, you didn't show up. No one's interacting on your account. They'll push you down. It's like you get points. You know what I mean? Like if you post on your feed, you get 5 points. If you don't show up, you get 0 points. If you post in your stories, you get 10 points. So every time you don't show up or you disappear, they push your feed, they push your account down on the algorithm. So you want to keep it up, 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 and you want to post things that people are going to interact with. I hope that makes sense.
It does. Thank you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the chat transcript and I will take a look at the questions. And then Jill, maybe we can formulate a training that we could do for, and maybe, well, I'll talk to you off.
Yeah, I mean, we can totally do one that gets more techie, like what buttons you use, what stickers will do what, and I can totally.
That'd be awesome. Who would love that?
Yeah, I can pull my phone up on here and show you guys like, you know, how to do different fonts, how I make things move or what, because movement is the key. And the big thing I want you guys to remember, here's another quick tip, is a lot of people will watch stories where they can't have the sound on. So you'll see on every single story, I kind of sum up what I'm talking about because people will just click through. And especially there's some people on stories that go on rants for like 45 little blocks at the top. Sister, no one's listening to you. Okay. It's too long. Stories are meant to be a quick photo thing. So that's why I'm always putting text at the bottom. So that if people are just still clicking through, guess what? I want to keep them there. So if they can read what I'm talking about, they will stay there and they will click through. But if you start going on some long, you know, if someone has 150 little dots at the top, I'm out. Like that's too much. I'm onto a new account already. And that's really their attention span. So that's the way you have to think about it.
Yeah. Hey, so maybe we could part 2 this next Tuesday.
I just have to say really quick that she inspired me. When we did the shift talk that I had to do this. And so I started it, I don't know, it's maybe a week old, a brand new little Instagram. It's almost like
a little baby.
A little baby. I have one of my private, so I put my kids on there and everything, but this one's business. And I already have 3 followers and it's like so exciting to see.
I mean, that's where you start. It's like a hamster wheel, you guys. Like 3 will turn into 6, will turn into 10. And then we doubt ourselves and we disappear. We go on vacation. I'm not going to share that. I'm not going to share this. Oh, my office isn't okay. No, you've got to I'm going to share it all. I'm going to let it all hang out type of thing. And it will grow because you will find your people. I had someone last night say, well, she had something and she said, well, people will make fun of the way I talk. And I'm like, then those aren't your people. So you just block or unfollow and keep it moving because you'll find your people and you will. I mean, it's the unfollow button is a really powerful thing. You just press it and they disappear. Goodbye. It's that simple.
I love this. I love this and I love Jill and this has been so much fun. So part 2 next Tuesday night. Yeah. And Jill's going to get techie with us.
Yeah. And I'll make sure that I can put my phone up on the screen. If not, you guys should like, if I can, I'll have my phone. So you guys have an iPad or a phone so you can follow along as I'm showing you stuff. So I should be able to pull it right up on the screen so that I can walk you through little buttons. Sometimes it's easier when I'm here because you can see what I actually press so that you can do the same thing.
I love it. Hey, and Jill, one last thing. They said you don't like goodbyes, but you sure like the unfollow button.
Like, I don't like meanies. I don't do bullies. Like, I don't do mean comments. Like, I think I posted one. I was talking about my credenza that I got. And I said, I was so mad because they didn't have my credenza. And I walked around the corner and I was pouting and I was ready to leave. And like, it was like a light shine down on this perfect credenza. And I said, isn't it funny the way the universe works? And some lady said, I don't think the universe cares about your credenza. And I was like, sister, unfollow, goodbye. I don't know who peed in your Cheerios, but like, I don't get commenting on people's accounts like that. It doesn't make sense to me. Just keep on moving. Like,
why stop?
Why even comment? But since you did, now I save you my credenza stories and hit unfollow and she can go be mean to somebody else. But you have to put up that iron plate, guys, because there's mean people out there and they're going to judge you. And the more you have fun and the more your business grows is the more people will judge you. So you have to be prepared for that. And it is what it is. Like they don't live your life and they don't pay your bills. And if you're having fun and you're happy, you just need to do what you want to do.
Who cares?
Yep.
They're not your people.
Yeah, they're not.
They are not your people.
And so many people commented back, I want to hear about your credenza. I want to see your credenza.
Exactly. Okay. Next Tuesday, Techie Tuesday.
Techie Tuesday.
With Jill part 2.
Yeah, you guys are getting, and I haven't done a tech one before. So you guys are getting all the inside scoops, all my little tricks.
This is going to be so much fun. Your favorite drink and your favorite device. Next Tuesdays.
You
meaning-
don't have an Instagram account. I need to see who's on here so I can see all your names so I can go make sure you all start your Instagram accounts.
Oh yeah, if you don't
I'm
have
making
an
mental
Instagram
notes right
account, your
now.
challenge would be to start an Instagram account or reset your password and get it up and going again. Get
Yeah.
ready to use it because that's your action item until next week when Jill teaches us the
Techie.
next thing. And you can always watch Jill. Back me up if you know. There are so many good resources out there where like beginning Instagram 101.
Yeah.
So
Seriously, guys, you just open the app and what I will say is if you don't have any followers yet and you haven't followed anyone, post like above the fold means your first like 9 pictures. You want at least 9 pictures on there. So it looks like you've started your account. So do your best. Even if you post 9 and they're not the greatest, you can archive them later, but get 9 on there before you start following people. And again, don't go out and follow every Scentsy consultant. Okay. Like you want to follow people that are going to help you, train you, that are friends of yours that you've had a relationship with, or really good Scentsy consultants that are providing you training that will help you or your business or you that you find entertaining. So be picky with
Awesome.
your feeds.
thanks, Jilly.
You're welcome.
All right,
Have fun
guys,
on
have a great rest of the
Instagram.
week.
Bye.
see
It
you
was
next week.
amazing.
See ya.